So what does child protection mean? Are these kids who something happened, they can't be with their birth family, and then the system's going to try to find them a foster parent or some other place
So
to be?
in Connecticut, we work in both foster care cases and what are known as protective supervision, where the kids remain with their families as long as that's deemed safe.
And are you the ones that
possible.
go there to see as social workers, whether they're okay, or is that DCF's job?
Well, we only get involved once there's already a DCF case and a judge appoints one of our volunteers to get involved. And Brandon's still, at an early stage. He's just been on our staff for a few months. So the aim over time is for all of our staff to be recruiting, and he's already helping me to recruit volunteers and then also support and supervise the volunteers.
Can you give me an example?
He's helping to train the new volunteers. He's going to be part of a team. Beginning tonight, we have a new cohort of 14 volunteers training. So.
Wow. So without obviously exposing anyone's private life, what would be an example of a situation you were in recently where your services made a difference for a kid?
Well, there's an example of kids who were, both their parents were struggling with addiction. And
that's a tough one.
Yeah.
You go in there and like,
it's very common. I should make clear that, all parents love their kids, but neglect is a far more common issue than outright physical abuse. And the opioid epidemic is highly correlated with neglect. And so in this case, the dad has continued to struggle. The mom made great progress. And though the children were initially in foster care for some time, they made enough progress as well with the support of our CASA volunteer that their school attendance improved dramatically.
Would you actually would you find out why they weren't going to school? If they weren't going to school, would you actually drive them, or would you see what was helping them, what was preventing them from making the bus, or if they need arrange a new ride?
Well, so we certainly work in concert with the DCF professionals, and we already have certain facts at hand when we begin to work on a case. And in the case of these children, they had been to only 4 days of school in the entire prior year.
Wow.
So there was a very severe issue.
What was going on? Why were they?
Well, as I say, both
neglect.
Parents struggling with addiction. And it turned out that the younger child was nonverbal, but after a year or so of a foster placement and support from our CASA volunteer as well as DCF, both children were receiving attendance awards. The nonverbal child became quite outgoing and verbally as well.
What did it take to turn that around?
Well, really individualized attention. The idea is that the professionals have heavy caseloads, and our volunteers serve just with one child or one set of siblings typically. So they visit at least once a month. They build a relationship. They connect the child and the family to resources and services such as a summer camp in this case, which helped give the children additional stimulation. And then, through the relationships of these monthly visits, we build resilience, and ultimately it's led to the result of our growing to 7 of the courts statewide.
Well, way to go. Is there anything else you want our listeners know while we urge everyone to go to thegreatgift.org? And at this session, please go to Connecticut CASA, helping kids in the Child Protective System get a better chance in life here. CASA. Anything else? But thank you for the work you do. Thanks for coming on. Anything else you'd like our readers, the listeners, to know before?
I would say we certainly welcome donations, but also volunteers. And
how do you sign up?
Spread the word. So you can email us at volunteer@connecticutcasa.org, and please follow our social media to build awareness as well. And I thank Brandon and the other dedicated staff, as well as the numerous volunteers and board members, advisors supporting us.
I liked hearing about how you grew up. So how that followed into a mission.
It's a very interesting story, but I'm very happy that my parents treated me and brought me up the way that they did.
Sense of purpose.
Sense of purpose.